Here we see the classic game in New York of Monopoly. Look at these buildings. They're in a prime area on 22nd and 7th Avenue, but yet they're left in this condition. Now, there's a reason for that. And you can see that the stores are not being used. This is a lot of value here, but a lot of the owners choose to not use the properties at all to make it easier to demolish in the future. This way you don't have to worry about a tenant being in an apartment and refusing to leave. And a lot of times the owners do that in New York, where they just want everyone out because then the property becomes much more valuable. Now, if you look here on 7th Avenue, you can see new developments that have been done. That's what a lot of these building owners want to do with their older properties. They can turn them into much more valuable properties by tearing them down. My theory would be the people that own these dilapidated buildings here probably own the other building there. And in the end, they want to demolish all of them to make way for a luxury, mid-size or mid-rise building. Sort of like the building in the distance there. You can see how it occupies almost the entire frontage on 7th Avenue. And I would theorize that that's what they want to do here too, but it takes time to do that. And a lot of times in New York, in the real estate marketplace, you really have to take time. It's like a generational game where sometimes you know that you can't do it in 5 years. You know you can't put together all the properties in 10 years or 20 years. Sometimes it takes longer, but yet people are willing to do that because the payoff is really, really good. Now, just to take a look around the neighborhood, you can see here, 7th Avenue and 22nd Street, all the buildings that are around here. And people realize there's a lot of value here. That's why the owners of these properties are willing to wait it out. And who knows, they could end up wanting to put an even taller building because around here they've made many allowances for putting up 30-story buildings, 40-story buildings, and they might be betting that 10 years from now that would be allowed, and that would make this property very, very valuable if you could put together a parcel like that. Just one other example of monopoly in New York. You can look at all these buildings here. This is on 6th Avenue and 29th Street. People are holding out because they know someone's going to come along and make a very good offer for their buildings. All along here, you see all these other tall buildings. So obviously, that space is very valuable. And even here, when you look right next door, you can see more buildings that have gone up. And so all these owners that own these small buildings here, whether it's one owner against another owner who owns the other buildings or a few other owners, they all realize whoever is the last to sell out is going to make a lot of money. So a lot of times people, they just refuse to sell out until they're the last person. And I bet you it's just one or two owners who are holding out, and whoever owns the rest of the buildings are saying, look, we can't show our hand, because if we show our hand, then they're going to ask for even more money. But again, as we saw on other parts of Manhattan, this is just an example of monopoly, where someone knows they can make a lot of money, but they're just waiting it out.